What's up, guys? I'm Dylan Matthew, and this is Blue Eyes White Dude with a brand new video. Today's video is, as the title suggests, 10 cards that I think could be unbanned, whether that be to limited, semi-limited, or completely unlimited. The semi-limited list is basically just for Destiny Hero Malicious, so I don't think any of these should come back to 2, but like, I think these cards could just come back into the game and they wouldn't be a crazy problem. Whew, all right, got the intro filmed. Now time to check my favorite forum. Let's see what we got today on r/Yugi Blow. What? Why am I banned? I don't understand this. All I did was post someone's address, phone number, full name, credit card information, social security number, just to get them back for saying that my opinions were stupid. But like, why? I want unbanned. Just like these 10 Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Now, I know this one is going to be controversial since it's an extremely powerful card and can single-handedly win games sometimes, but at our first slot is Max C, a hand trap that can draw you a card after every... I know what you were thinking.
Say psych right now.
And I'm happy to oblige. The real first entry is Heavy Storm. This card reads, destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. Even this card may still be broken if unbanned, but if a card like Harpy's Feather Duster can go from forbidden to limited, which is, in most cases, a strictly better card, and Lightning Storm can exist as well, do we really need to fear Heavy Storm coming back to 1? I honestly doubt it. It's still extremely powerful if your spells and traps have floating effects, though, so I put it first, just to get the one I'm not too sure of out of the way. Our next entry is one that I feel like most Yu-Gi-Oh players believe could come off the ban list due to it only being used in one FTK/OTK deck with Topologic Bomber Dragon. Now, when OTKs and FTKs are consistent, there's a problem, and cards definitely need banned. But in the case of Samsara Lotus, its ability to cause that game state is very limited. This card reads, during your end phase, if you control no spell or trap cards, you can special summon this card from your graveyard in face-up attack position. This card's controller takes 1,000 damage during each of their standby phases. In fact, until that infinite loop was possible, Samsara Lotus was just considered a worse tree-born frog. I feel pretty confident that this card could come off the ban list completely at 3. The next entry on this list can be unbanned for very much the same reason as Samsara Lotus, even being used in a similar way, having an infinite loop with Topologic Bomber Dragon. That card is Phoenixian Cluster Armaryllis. This card reads, this card cannot be special summoned except with its own effect or with Phoenixian Seed. If this card attacks, it is destroyed after damage calculation. If this card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. During your end phase, you can remove from play one plant-type monster from your graveyard to special summon this card from your graveyard in defense position. I pretty much gave you the reason why I think this card can be unbanned in the last entry, so I don't have much else to say on the subject. This next entry might give some people who played competitively when Frog FTK was a deck running around the scene some PTSD. That card is Mass Driver. This card reads, tribute one monster on your side of the field to inflict 400 points of damage to your opponent's life points. I feel as long as Substitute remains banned, this card can't feasibly run amok in any competitive strategy, especially now that Nibiru is a hand trap that decentivizes summoning more than 5 monsters in a turn and could hamper the use of Mass Driver's OTK potential. Now, this is just coming from a scrub who watches Yu-Gi-Oh content on YouTube, so I only theoretically know what I'm talking about and have no competitive experience to back up my claims, but I've heard a lot of Yu-Gi-Tubers say that this card could pretty much come off the ban list. This next card is one infamous for one of the earliest infinite loop FTKs/OTKs in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. This equipped spell card was part of the only deck in early Yu-Gi-Oh in which spell counters could be viable. That card is Butterfly Dagger Elma. This card reads, a monster equipped with this card increases its attack by 300 points. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, this card can be returned to the owner's hand. It has a very unassuming gain 300 attack effect that wasn't relevant, but what was relevant was its other effect to just automatically add it to your hand after it was destroyed while equipped to a monster. And what do you know? There's a monster called Gearfree the Iron Knight that automatically destroys any card equipped to it. There's also a monster called Royal Magical Library, which gains a spell counter each time a spell card is activated, and then you can draw one card by removing 3 of those counters from it. Now you can start to put it all together. You just keep equipping Butterfly Dagger Elma to Gearfried, keep gaining spell counters on Royal Magical Library, and just draw until you get all 5 pieces of Exodia the Forbidden One, which automatically wins you the game. Nowadays, this combo would be too inconsistent to ever see proper competitive play, so I feel this card could come off the ban list. The next card on the list is one that terrorized the meta not too long ago in one of the most played decks of that format. I'm talking about Orcust Harp Horror. This card reads, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Orcust monster from your deck except Orcust Harp Horror. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except dark monsters. You can only use this effect of Orcust Harp Horror once per turn. As many Yugi tubers have said, the current format may be fine to allow at least 1 Harp Horror back into the game, despite it being an extremely good card for the Orcust combos. I'm not sure if Konami is ready to unban it, but I feel it could come back to at least 1. This next card, contrary to the previous entry, is very old, and I feel is one of those cards who is unnecessarily on the ban list by this point. That card is the trap card Time Seal. This card reads, skip the draw phase of your opponent's next turn. Now, skipping a draw phase can be an absolute blowout in some cases, but the fact that Time Seal is a normal trap card is definitely a little too slow in today's format to ever be broken enough to see play in real competition. To be honest, this card could come back to 3 and probably not make any difference. This next card is, let's say, controversial. On one hand, it's a beast of a boss monster, but on the other hand, its deck doesn't see much play anymore. That card is the fusion monster, Thunder Dragon Colossus. This card requires Thunder Dragon plus any Thunder monster and reads, must be either fusion summoned or special summoned during the turn a Thunder monster's effect was activated in the hand by attributing 1 Thunder effect non-fusion monster, in which case you do not use polymerization. Cards cannot be added from the main deck to your opponent's hand except by drawing them. If this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish 1 Thunder monster from your graveyard instead. Now, don't get all up in arms here. I think it could come back to 1, just to see how it would impact the meta, if at all. Possibly straight up putting it to 3 if it does nothing. To be honest, flip monsters are just too slow without a good archetype to support them. Think Guru Control. That's why I think this next card can come off the ban list. I'm talking about Fiber Jar. This card reads, flip. Each player shuffles all cards from their hand, field, and graveyard into the deck, then draws 5 cards. Yes, the card that resets everything in a duel except the life points. Why could such a powerful card be unbanned? Well, like I said before, flip effects are just too slow in today's meta, but also the only reason it's probably still banned is because Konami doesn't like when games either tie, like with self-destruct button, or get completely reset, like with Fiber Jar. It's not even a crazy good effect nowadays, so I feel like it could come off to at least 1, if not unlimited. To be honest, I think Morphing Jar is better, and it's currently limited, not banned. Ooh boy, this one is a long time coming. And by long, I mean it was banned on the very first ban list in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. This is a little birdie boy named Yata-Garasu. This card reads, this card cannot be special summoned. This card returns to its owner's hand during the end phase of the turn it is normal summoned or flipped face up. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, they skip their next draw phase. Yeah, I know this card used to be part of a completely busted, unbreakable game state that caused a ban list to be implemented in the first place, but all the cards that facilitated this combo are all unlimited and eroded to prevent this from happening. It's the same effect as Time Seal on a weak monster that bounces back to the hand due to it being a spirit monster. If they could unban fucking Chaos Emperor Dragon, well, with its errata, of course, then they can unban Yata. Honestly, the game is so fast now that I don't even think they need to errata Yata-Garasu to unban it.
That's my list, guys. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below, because I'm a scrub, like I said, so like, I've never been in any Yu-Gi-Oh competitions, let alone official ones. I've never even been in a locals competition or anything like that. So like, if these cards would really break the meta, even coming back to 1, just let me know below if you're not a scrub and you know this shit. That's it for my time, so remember to like the video, subscribe if you're new here to become a scrub-scriber, because that's what I call all of my subscribers, because you should be all scrubs, but I know there's probably some people who subscribe that aren't. That's okay, I could forgive you for now, but like...
But you gotta fucking chill, that's all I'm saying.
And yeah, like I said, comment down below 10 cards that you think could be unbanned. If you are a scrub, if you're not a scrub. And also, like I said, let me know if the cards on this list are not actually unbannable. And I will see you guys next week, baby.